Hi everyone guys, it's Bask here and I'm back on the channel. Today in this video I want to discuss about the new extra famous China trucks, aka the trucks that have been named in all the way possible and modified by some companies. But you know what trucks I'm talking about. Here they are. I have the pink version. I have them on my Mustaches deck. This is a custom deck from Mustaches Fingerboards, and then I have fork wheels on, and I modify them a tiny bit. I will bring you through this kind of process I use to modify them to make them usable. But let's go with order. So first thing, how these trucks are. They perform well. What is my opinion generally about these kind of trucks? Well, first is cool the fact that we have another pair of trucks out there that is not the usual ones we had before. So bolly trucks, dump trucks, that kind of stuff we had before, which are not bad, but here again comes into play another type of equipment. And I gotta say, these ones have been defined by some as the in-between trucks, you know, the ones that you might utilize when you wanna go not that much cheap and beginner style, but you don't wanna switch already to something like Black River trucks, white trucks, dynamic trucks. I do not agree in the way that these are not intermediate trucks at all. I believe we are still at beginner level for this kind of trucks. Definitely not very good performance, definitely not for what's my experience. I mean, I use all the time Black River trucks, and I've been using in the past when I started plastic shitty trucks toys, and I've been using then bolly trucks from Bolly, you know, the brand that you can find on blackriverramps.com. And then I switched toward Black River trucks, and since then I've always been utilizing Black River trucks. So I kind of have tried the spectrum. I tried even white trucks, 29 millimeters. So I kind of have a broad spectrum in the trucks. Talking about the trucks I've tried, and I can say these ones are really no different than bolly trucks, or if there is a difference, it is very a tiny difference, you know. So yes, this might be more aesthetic, sure. I mean, they cooler than bolly trucks. Everybody's so bolly truck. Everybody, I mean, you know, bolly trucks how they look. And these ones are clearly better. They kind of resemble the Black River trucks. So sure, they cool AF if you ask me. Of course, they are definitely not totally equal to Black River trucks, but they kind of similar. Since, you know, they do not have the sort of I don't know what to call it. That there's a kind of let's say the surface behind the hangar is a tiny bit on a different level the more you go down. So it's kind of a sort of curve, let's say so. And here is totally flat up here. You'll be seeing the images as I'm talking about it. And another difference is definitely the fact that these trucks are not that balanced at the level of the height of the base plate. It is definitely too high, and you know, your deck will look extra tall with these trucks on. These are probably the tallest trucks out there, 100%. And yes, but yes, if you see them like this, they totally cool. They look like Black River trucks, and so yeah, I totally agree. If you want something basically that looks cooler than body trucks. You have this 100%. You find them in plenty of colors, and people are modifying them in all the ways possible and reselling as something, with different names, styles, whatever. But they're still the same. So yeah, might change something aesthetically. I don't think that that changes much on performance level, but there are some exceptions. Another thing, they come without a pivot cup, and they come with very simple bushings. I don't have any more the original ones on it. I believe they are kind of like O-ring bushings, stuff like that, but I'm not sure. Don't remember honestly right now. Yes, and another thing about this, now let's switch again on the performance and how they work, basically their functions. These trucks are imbalanced not only in terms of height, but even in terms of the kingpin angle. The kingpin is definitely too much on the outward, so it is an angle that is too steep in my opinion, and it kind of touches the screw. The nut touches the hanger with almost. It doesn't, but almost. It's very, very close, which of course is no good, right? Overall, talking about the mounting them on the deck, set up, to set them up is very well. It's normally quite easy, I'd say. Nothing special, kind of average. So as almost any pair of trucks. I think not any pair of trucks, because I remember white trucks are really hard to set up, but I don't know about the new ones. I'm talking about 29mm ones. So okay, yes, going toward the hanger and the axle. The axle is very long, which is a cool thing because that's the only real upgrade from Bollis. But again, I'm not sure, because I'm not sure if on Bollis you can mount double bearing wheels. Write that in the comments if you know, because I don't remember it right now. But yeah, there's a cool thing anyway, because you can mount double bearing wheels, and I recommend you to use double bearing wheels on trucks like this. Yeah, I know you say trucks that are not professional, but double bearing wheels. Well, if you have the opportunity, you want to create a weird setup like I did with this one, totally pink trucks and stuff. Yes, I definitely say mount double bearing wheels, because it is pretty cool, to have the wheels in place. Single bearing wheels can still work. I have some mock wheels here, but you gotta really screw the nuts very quite tight in order to avoid the kind of extra swinging of the wheels. Okay, so yes, on a performance standpoint, when you buy this kind of trucks, you have nothing that distant from body trucks. That's my opinion. So we've talked about the performance, how they look and everything. So yeah, there are pros and cons. They look cool, but they don't perform as cool as they look. But here's the thing. Now I wanna talk you through my modifications, what modifications I've done in order to let's say kinda get them to a tiny bit better level. Because I believe that yes, there is something you can do. Of course, do not expect to make them pro trucks, but you can do something. If you want to pay, purchase a set of trucks that really costs very, very low price, and you still want to utilize them maybe on a third setup, on a fourth setup, these are the way to go if you can modify them in a in a good way, I mean, so that you have something that is still useful, still functional. So, but let's discuss now about the modifications that I've done in order to make these trucks better, and more than any other thing, let's find out if I managed to do it or not. So first thing, I basically used the pivot cup of white trucks, of an old pair of white trucks that I had, and I put the pivot cup right into the pivot cup hole of these old trucks, since these ones, as I said before, they come without any pivot cup. And this actually helped already a lot, since you now have not any more material touching on material. So basically this should be aluminum, I guess. So you have no more aluminum on aluminum, and this allows you to have a better twist of the hanger over the base plate. Now, after this, I've basically I simply changed the bushings. Well, of course, you cannot expect to leave the original ones on this, even though actually I don't remember which ones came on this. Basically, I believe it was just a pair of O-rings bushings, simple ones, nothing special. And I substituted them with other O-rings because they fit them very well, but some soft ones that I had from I don't know, other trucks, I don't remember, but I actually used some soft O-rings as simple, and this already changed a bit the whole thing. Now, another problem that I told you was that these trucks were too tall, too high. Basically, they make your deck too tall. Okay, so in order to lower them a bit and have a more down to the ground feeling of the setup, I simply used sandpaper in order to reduce the length of the final part of the hanger. I don't remember now what's the name of that piece of equipment, but you understand which one I'm talking about. You're seeing the images, and it's basically the part that goes right into the pivot cup. And I reduced the length of that piece of about a centimeter, I guess, because as I say, these were very, very long, and with that centimeter off, actually everything changed. Now they're lower, as you can see, and there is a far better twisting of the hanger over the base plates, so everything works way better. Another thing, of course, that I recommend you is to tighten up the screws on the axle so that the wheels are stable, because these trucks, of course, have the axle that is longer than usual, so that's why they go better with double bearing wheels. So if you utilize single bearing wheels, you want to make sure to utilize either a spacer or just tighten up the nuts better. Allows you to have more solid setup. And these are basically all the changes I've done, and by lowering the hanger, I basically made possible for the kimping to have a tiny bit more room, and so everything works basically better now. So these are the modifications I've done, and I gotta say that after this kind of modifications, they definitely work better, and they are not anymore to be, they could not be anymore described by me as beginner fingerboard trucks, But now with these modifications, these really work better. Of course, still not professional trucks, but man, I paid them, I guess, less than 15 euros. So of course I wasn't expecting that. 15 euros or less, even less, I don't remember now, probably 12. And out of these modifications, I actually made a very good piece of equipment that could be definitely something intermediate now. So now they work very well, and they might be great for transitioning, for example, for a beginner that wants to transition to the intermediate level but does not want to already spend 50 bucks or 70 bucks, I don't know how much they cost now, for black river trucks or white trucks or dynamic trucks, which are pro trucks, wonderful stuff, but they are extremely expensive, as we all know. So this might definitely be a solution. So basically I really recommend you, if you wanna spend less money and still have a piece of equipment that is fine for an intermediate fingerboarder, to purchase this and to do the modifications I've done, or find something even better and let me know, man, because with this I really brought up a very solid, nice piece of equipment out of just a kinda rough beginner piece, which is great in my opinion. So yes, that worked out very well in the end. That was a very successful experiment.
This is a mellow beat.